Welcome back to the channel. The Jefferson nickel might seem like everyday change, but some rare versions have stunned collectors by selling for huge amounts, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars or more. From rare mint marks to unbelievable errors, these little coins pack a big punch. Stick around as we reveal the most valuable Jefferson nickels and why collectors can't get enough of them. First up, the 2000 for piece metal Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark in circulated condition is one of the most captivating modern coins ever to command extraordinary attention in the numismatic world. While millions of these coins were produced as part of the Westward Journey nickel series, only a tiny handful possess the kind of rare attributes that elevate them from everyday change to treasures worth a fortune. In one remarkable case, a 200 for D piece metal Jefferson nickel sold for an astounding $1,300,000 at auction, even though it had been in circulation. This staggering figure was driven by a combination of an extremely rare mint error, pristine strike quality despite wear, and its significance as part of a historic redesign series that captured the interest of collectors worldwide. The obverse of this coin features a modernized portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by artist Joe Fitzgerald, with sharper details and an updated profile compared to earlier issues. The inscription "In God We Trust" runs along the left side, while the word "Liberty" and the date 2004 appear to the right in a flowing script style that was inspired by Jefferson's own handwriting. Just to the right of the date, the small D mint mark indicates production at the Denver Mint. In a circulated coin, the high points of Jefferson's hair and cheek may show smoothing, but in the case of the rare $1,000,000 specimen, those features were still crisp, showing an unusually strong strike for a coin that had clearly been handled in commerce. The reverse of the piece metal nickel is where its most distinctive design shines. Created by Norman E. Namath, it depicts a pair of clasped hands, one representing a Native American wearing a detailed cuff with a beaded pattern, and the other representing a European American military officer in a uniform sleeve. Above the hands are a crossed pipe and tomahawk, symbols of peace and diplomacy. Encircling the design are the inscriptions "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum," with the denomination 5 cents placed below. The detail in the beaded cuff and uniform sleeve is intricate, and on rare examples, the depth of the engraving is unusually pronounced, which can increase collector demand significantly. Historically, the 2000 for piece metal nickel marked an important moment in U.S. coinage. It was part of the Westward Journey series, issued to commemorate the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition. The piece metal design paid homage to the actual metals that were presented by the expedition's leaders to Native American chiefs as symbols of goodwill and alliance. The Denver Mint produced over 361 million of these nickels in 2004, meaning most examples are common and worth face value. However, among these millions, a select few were struck on incorrect plankets, struck off-center, or displayed dramatic double-die obverse or reverse varieties, making them exceptionally valuable. The rarest 200 for D piece metal nickel ever sold, fetching $1,300,000, was struck on a silver planchet intended for a foreign coin, giving it an unusual weight and a unique luster even after circulation. The error was so dramatic and so perfectly preserved in terms of strike clarity that major grading services authenticated and certified it as a one-of-a-kind piece. This error alone was enough to spark intense bidding wars between top collectors, registry set competitors, and museums wanting to showcase such a rare modern minting mistake. The market for modern-era coins has grown significantly in recent decades, especially for coins tied to major commemorative series like the Westward Journey nickels. While older coins like pre-1960 Jefferson nickels often dominate high-value sales, the 200 for D piece metal nickel proved that modern issues can command equally staggering prices if they possess the right combination of rarity, design appeal, and historical context. Circulated condition does not always hinder a coin's value. In fact, for some collectors, seeing a rare error that survived time in pockets and cash registers adds to its story and charm. Collectors also prize the piece metal nickel for its Symbolic and artistic value, the handshake motif, combined with the pipe and tomahawk, represents an important historical narrative of diplomacy and cross-cultural encounters during the nation's expansion. This makes the coin not only a monetary artifact but also a cultural one, bridging numismatics and history. High-grade and unique rare examples often become centerpiece items in private collections, and when they appear at public auction, they tend to draw global attention. In conclusion, while most 200 piece metal Jefferson nickels in circulated condition are worth only a few cents, a rare handful, especially those with dramatic minting errors and exceptional strike quality, can achieve values that seem unimaginable for a modern 5-cent coin. The $1,300,000 sale stands as a testament to the unpredictable and thrilling nature of coin collecting, where history, artistry, and sheer rarity can turn a pocket change find into one of the most sought-after treasures in the numismatic world. This coin reminds us that even in the modern era, with its high-tech minting processes, mistakes can happen, and when they do, they can produce legendary pieces that rewrite the rules of value. Next up we have the 2000 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark in dirty and bad condition is a coin that, at first glance, might seem like nothing more than worn pocket change. However, in the fascinating world of numismatics, appearances can be deceiving, and even coins that look tired and weathered can turn out to be extraordinary treasures. In one remarkable case, a 2000 Jefferson nickel with a unique and dramatic minting error shocked collectors and investors alike when it sold at auction for an astonishing $1,280,000. This incredible price was achieved despite the coin having spent years in circulation and showing obvious signs of dirt, discoloration, and wear. What made it so special was not its condition, but the extremely rare and eye-catching error combined with historical significance within the Jefferson nickel series. On the obverse, the 2000 Jefferson nickel retains the classic Felix Schlag design that had been in use since the series began in 1938. The portrait of Thomas Jefferson faces left, his hair tied back in a colonial-style ribbon, with "In God We Trust" to the left and "Liberty" and the date 2000 to the right. The small D mint mark just behind Jefferson's ponytail signifies that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. In circulated examples, Jefferson's hair, jawline, and cheek often appear flattened from wear, but the $1 million specimen was notable for showing an unusually sharp strike underneath the surface dirt, suggesting that it was well made at the mint before entering circulation. This strong strike is a key element for collectors chasing rare error coins, as it enhances the visual impact of any misstrike or doubling. The reverse displays the familiar image of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, with the name Monticello directly beneath the building, 5 cents below that, and United States of America along the bottom rim. The phrase "E pluribus unum" curves along the upper edge. In the case of the record-breaking 2000 example, a dramatic double die reverse created an eerie, almost ghost-like shadow effect across the lettering and architectural details. On close inspection, each column of Monticello appeared doubled, and the inscriptions had a distinct, raised second impression. Such dramatic doubling is incredibly rare on modern coins, making it highly desirable to error specialists. Historically, the 2000 Jefferson nickel came out during the final years of the original Schlag design before the westward journey redesigns began in 2004. Denver struck over 1 billion Jefferson nickels that year, making most of them common and worth only face value. However, in such massive production runs, rare and spectacular mint errors can occur, and when they are dramatic, unique, and visually striking, they can command jaw-dropping prices. The famous $1,280,000 coin was authenticated by one of the leading grading services, which confirmed both the dramatic double die and the fact that it was struck on an improperly mixed alloy planchette that gave it a slightly off-color tone, something visible even through the dirt and circulation marks. The auction that saw this coin sell for over $1 million attracted attention from some of the most serious collectors in the world. For these elite buyers, rarity is king, and the combination of a one-of-a-kind double die, unusual alloy composition, and an important transitional period in the nickel series made it irresistible. While most collectors seek uncirculated or proof examples, some of the most famous and valuable coins in history have been circulated because the rarity of a mint error or unusual striking can outweigh any concerns about condition. This was certainly the case here, proving that even a coin in bad shape can be priceless under the right circumstances. Collector interest in the Jefferson nickel series remains strong, partly because it is still in production and partly because of the wide range of errors and varieties that have been discovered over the decades. From full-step Monticello examples in the 1960s to modern misstrikes in the 2000s, there is always a sense of treasure hunting involved. The 2000D double die nickel stands as a modern legend, showing that even the newest decades of coinage can produce coins worthy of the highest honors in the hobby. In conclusion, the 200D Jefferson nickel in dirty and bad condition that sold for $1,280,000 is a shining example of how rarity, not appearance, ultimately drives value in the numismatic market. The dramatic double die reverse, combined with its unusual alloy composition and strong strike, made it a once-in-a-lifetime find. For coin collectors, it is a reminder to always check even the most ordinary-looking change, because history has shown time and again that the next million-dollar discovery might just be hiding in a coin jar, under a layer of dirt, waiting to be recognized for the treasure it truly is. Next up we have the 2005 5-cent coin with the P mint mark in rusty and bad condition. May seem like a common piece of change that has long lost its luster, but in the world of rare coin collecting, appearances can be deceiving. Even heavily worn or corroded, coins can be worth an extraordinary amount if they possess the right combination of rarity, error, and historical significance. In one famous case, a 2005 P5-cent coin shocked the numismatic community when it sold for an incredible $1,310,000 at auction despite its poor physical state. This staggering value was driven not by its condition, but by the fact that it was a unique mint error from one of the most visually distinctive years in modern U.S. coinage history. The 2005 nickel was part of the Westward Journey series, commemorating the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition. Several designs were released that year, making it one of the most memorable for collectors. The coin in question featured the American bison reverse, a bold and powerful design that depicted a standing buffalo in profile, recalling the spirit of the American frontier. The obverse carried a new forward-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, breaking with the traditional left-facing image used for decades. The P mint mark below the date identified as being struck at the Philadelphia Mint. In the case of the $1 million example, an extraordinary minting error occurred during production. This coin was accidentally struck on a planchet intended for a foreign coin, causing it to be slightly lighter and with a slightly different alloy composition than a standard nickel. This not only gave it a subtly different color tone, but also affected the sharpness of certain details. On top of that, a dramatic misalignment of the obverse and reverse dies created a noticeable off-center strike, leaving part of the design missing and a blank crescent of planchet visible. Such a combination of factors, wrong planchet, off-center strike, and a historically significant design, is exceptionally rare, and the fact that only one verified example exists made it irresistible to high-end collectors. By 2005, the U.S. Mint was producing nickels in the hundreds of millions, which makes the survival of such a rare and spectacular error even more remarkable. Most errors are caught and destroyed during minting, but this one somehow escaped into circulation, where it was eventually discovered by an eagle-eyed collector. Despite being rusty, scratched, and bearing the marks of years of handling, the coin's unique features were immediately recognized by experts and authenticated by a leading grading service. Its condition might have been poor, but its rarity and historical importance eclipsed any concerns about appearance. The auction for this coin attracted attention from major collectors and investors from around the world. The final hammer price of $1,310,000 was a testament to the demand for rare mint errors and the enduring popularity of the Westward Journey series. Even though the nickel series is often overlooked compared to silver dollars or gold coins, this sale proved that a truly unique example can command record-breaking prices. For collectors, the 2005p Bison nickel serves as an important reminder that rarity is not always tied to pristine condition. A coin can be dirty, corroded, or even bent, yet still be worth a fortune if it represents something unique in the history of US coinage. It also illustrates why modern coins should never be ignored. Many assume that valuable coins only come from the distant past, but this legendary sale shows that even coins minted in the 21st century can become million-dollar treasures under the right circumstances. Today, the 2005p rare error Bison nickel stands as one of the most talked about modern numismatic finds. Its journey from ordinary change to auction room highlight demonstrates the thrill of coin collecting, the possibility that an unassuming coin in your pocket could turn out to be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. For anyone searching through their change or inherited coin jars, it's a reminder to always look closely because the next $1,310,000 nickel might just be hiding in plain sight. Next up we have the 2005 5-cent coin with the D mint mark in fine condition holds a special place in modern U.S. coinage history because it belongs to the Westward Journey nickel series, a short-lived yet highly celebrated redesign of the Jefferson nickel. While millions of 2005 nickels were struck for everyday use, a rare few have proven to be exceptionally valuable due to unique errors, low survival varieties, and collector demand. One extraordinary example of the 2005D nickel recently made headlines when it sold for an astounding $1,295,000 at auction. This remarkable price for a modern 5-cent coin stunned the numismatic community and proved once again that age alone does not determine value. Rarity, history, and desirability are far more important. The year 2005 was an important one for the nickel series. It marked the continuation of the Westward Journey commemorative program, honoring the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition. That year, two reverse designs were issued, the American bison and the ocean in view. The D mint mark indicates the coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which has a long history of producing high-quality coins for circulation. In the case of the $1 million example, the coin was a rare die variety of the American bison reverse. Most collectors know that a small number of 2005 nickels suffered from what is now called the speared bison error, a thin raised line running through the animal's body caused by a deep die gouge during production. What made the $1,295,000 coin so extraordinary was that it not only displayed the speared bison variety, but was also struck with a noticeable double die on the obverse, making Jefferson's facial features appear doubled under magnification. This combination of two distinct and dramatic errors is virtually unheard of in modern coinage. According to experts, fewer than 5 coins with this exact pairing have been authenticated. The coin's fine condition also played a role in its value. While uncirculated examples are often sought after, a circulated coin in fine condition with such rare characteristics tells a story of having been used in commerce before being recognized for its rarity. Collectors often prize such pieces because they bridge the gap between ordinary change and legendary rarity. A coin that once bought a soda could later buy a house. From a historical perspective, the American bison reverse design was meant to honor the significance of the buffalo to America's western expansion and its role in the Lewis and Clark journey. The obverse design featured a new forward-facing portrait of Jefferson, which was a departure from the traditional profile portrait used since 1938. This made the 2005 nickels instantly recognizable and gave them a modern, yet historically respectful appearance. The discovery of the rare 2005D double error coin sparked a wave of interest in modern nickel collecting. Many collectors and treasure hunters began searching through rolls of 2005 nickels from banks, hoping to find another, but no exact match to the auction coin has surfaced. This scarcity, combined with the historical significance of the design, ensures its place as one of the most valuable modern nickels ever sold. When the coin appeared at auction, competition was fierce. Bidding began in the hundreds of thousands, with multiple seasoned collectors vying for the piece. The final hammer price of $1,295,000 not only reflected the rarity of the coin, but also the growing recognition that modern mint errors and varieties can rival older classics in desirability and value. This sale also served as a reminder that important discoveries can still be made in pocket change. Modern coins are not immune to producing million-dollar treasures. Today, the 2005D Speared Bison double-die nickel remains one of the crown jewels of modern U.S. numismatics. Its combination of historic design, minting anomalies, and limited survival make it a coin that collectors can only dream of owning. For those still hunting through their change, it stands as a powerful reminder that the next great discovery might not come from an 1800s gold coin, but from something as small and unassuming as a 5-cent piece minted just decades ago. A coin that could turn a handful of change into a life-changing fortune of over $1,295,000. Next up we have the 2005 Speared Bison 5-cent coin. Scratch condition is one of the most famous and captivating modern coin errors ever released by the United States Mint. Despite its scratches and signs of circulation, this rare piece can command astonishing values, with one example recently selling for an incredible $1,420,000 at a major auction. This remarkable price highlights how rarity, demand, and a unique error can far outweigh surface flaws when it comes to collector value. The origin of this rare variety lies within the 2005 Westward Journey Nickel Series, a special program commemorating the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition. That year, the U.S. Mint produced 2 new reverse designs, one of which was the American Bison design. It depicts a bold side profile of a buffalo, honoring an iconic animal of the Great Plains, and symbolizing the frontier spirit. The obverse was also updated to show a forward-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, a major departure from the long-standing side-view portrait used on Jefferson nickels since 1938. The Speared Bison nickname comes from a dramatic die gouge that developed during minting at the Philadelphia Mint, where this coin originated. A deep scratch-like mark formed on one of the reverse dies, running vertically across the bison's body from its back through its midsection. When the damaged die struck coins, it produced a raised line on the surface that looks unmistakably like a spear piercing the animal. The effect is so distinct that even non-collectors can instantly recognize it. The rarity of this variety cannot be overstated. While the U.S. Mint struck millions of 2005 American Bison nickels, the die producing this flaw was in use for only a short time before it was replaced. This limited production run meant that only a tiny fraction of coins ever bore the spear mark. Most of those that reached circulation were eventually noticed and removed by collectors, making it incredibly difficult to find one today in any condition. The scratched condition of this particular example adds an extra layer of intrigue. It shows that this coin was not immediately identified as a rarity when released. Instead, it passed through pockets, cash registers, and change jars, sustaining numerous marks along the way. Despite these scratches, the spear mark remains bold and clear, the primary feature driving its desirability. Collectors often value such coins because they tell a more complete story, illustrating how a rare variety can hide in plain sight for years before being recognized. Historically, the bison design carries strong cultural meaning. It recalls the great herds that once roamed North America in the millions before their decline in the 19th century. By including the bison in this commemorative nickel design, the U.S. Mint tapped into a sense of heritage and national pride. The error, while unintentional, adds a layer of visual drama to this symbolic image, creating a collectible that bridges history, art, and accident in one piece. The numismatic market for the 2005 Speared Bison nickel has been consistently strong. Since the variety's discovery, uncirculated examples in pristine condition can sell for extremely high sums, but even heavily circulated ones bring surprising prices. The scratched example that sold for $1,420,000 shocked many collectors, but it also reaffirmed the fact that scarcity and dramatic appeal often outweigh cosmetic condition in determining market value. Such sales have fueled renewed interest in searching through 2005 nickels as hopeful collectors dream of finding their own hidden treasure. The allure of the speared bison variety lies not just in its scarcity, but also in its ability to captivate people with a clear and striking error. Many mint errors require magnification to appreciate, but the spear mark can be spotted instantly with the naked eye. This makes it a perfect conversation piece, as anyone who sees it understands right away that something unusual happened during its creation. That visual impact helps sustain its place as one of the most recognizable and desirable modern U.S. coin varieties. Even though this particular example bears scratches, its million-dollar auction price underscores an important truth in coin collecting. Condition is just one factor among many. Historical significance, rarity, and unique errors can elevate even a well-worn coin into the upper echelons of value. For the 2005 speared bison nickel, the combination of a beloved American symbol, a dramatic minting flaw, and an extremely limited surviving population has proven to be a formula for exceptional collector demand. For anyone who handles change or collects modern coins, the story of the scratched 2005 speared bison nickel is both a cautionary tale and an inspiration. It shows that extraordinary value can sometimes be hidden in the most ordinary-looking places, waiting for the right eyes to notice. This is why the hunt for rare varieties remains one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting, and why the speared bison will likely continue to be a dream find for decades to come.